Badly wounded man suddenly realized that something was tied to his chest. When he struggled to tear away the wrapped gauze, he realized it was an electromagnet. Before Tony could react, he was warned to be careful, because this seemingly deadly thing was saving his life. You know, if this electromagnet hadn't been installed, the shrapnel in Tony's blood would have flowed into his heart, and even the best doctors wouldn't have been able to save his life. But this perfect surgery was performed by this physicist. But just as Tony was trying to figure out where he was, Ethan suddenly became nervous, and then his hands quickly went to his head, as if he was waiting for someone terrifying, until a group of armed terrorists slowly approached. Tony realized that he had been kidnapped, but what he didn't expect, that these terrorists were so much in awe of him, but they wanted something from him. They wanted Tony to build a missile called the Jericho, knowing that this missile, once lifted into the air, will instantly disperse tens of thousands of small warheads, and each one of those little warheads is as powerful as a small nuclear bomb. It's a true example of what it means to have a lot of fun for a lot of money. It's the most advanced weapon in Stark Industries' arsenal, but if the missiles fall into the hands of these maniacs, you can imagine the outcome. So Tony refused without hesitation. After more than 300 ravages, Tony was let out of the valley with his head covered. The moment the hood was removed, he realized what real mental torture was. The place was filled with weapons of all kinds. They all came from Stark Industries, weapons that were once made in the name of peace. Now it seemed so ironic. Meanwhile, the little boss had a pretty good offer. As long as Tony completes the Jericho missile on time, he'd be set free. But even a fool knows this is impossible. Although on the surface, both sides have reached an agreement, but behind the scenes, Tony's heart was broken. He no longer wanted to be known as a genius. All he wanted to do was sit in a cool, damp cave and die. But Ethan was there to encourage Tony. Is this the last stand of the great Tony Stark? If there's only a week left to live, shouldn't that be the week that counts? So Tony's spirit was renewed. Using the only tools he had, he started his own road to redemption.